Hola, hola. Buenas noches a todos. Vamos a iniciar una nueva transmisión. Hola, hola. Buenas noches a todos. Vamos a iniciar una nueva transmisión. Vamos a terminar aquí la versión 4.3, el evento de la versión, para continuar con las misiones arcontes, que son las pendientes. Vamos a ver en qué va a terminar todo este evento. A ver si nos dan las películas que queremos ver, la película que filmamos, porque no hemos visto nada de la película que hicimos. Vamos a ver en qué va a terminar todo este evento. A ver si nos dan las películas que queremos ver, la película que filmamos, porque no hemos visto nada de la película que hicimos. Hola, hola Martín. Saludos. Hola, hola Martín. Saludos.
It's been a while.
Hey there, you two. Sorry I've been scarce. I've been buried in marketing and preparing the film for release ever since we wrapped post-production.
The award ceremony is today, right? Paimon wonders if we'll win the Farina Award.
Ojalá y ganemos la
I give it
quinografía.
a 90% chance.
Farina! Oh, Paimon didn't know you were already here. You're earlier than everyone else.
I'm sure the others will also be here in no time. Xavier, if we end up getting called on stage, shouldn't you come up with a name for our crew?
What? But we don't even know if we're going to win. I wouldn't want to jinx our chances by celebrating early.
Just open your eyes. Surely you've seen the audience's reactions
Ah, o sea que
to
ya
our
vieron la
film.
película.
We've had nothing but critical acclaim.
Nosotros esperando a
You also
verla.
had conversations with the Opera House's operating staff, right? Didn't they want to increase the number of showings? With the mora you've made from the box office, you can now open your very own film company.
But
Órale.
that's all credit to my amazing crew. You've all helped to make this a reality, so I can't be the only one asked to come up with a name.
Well, give it some thought. I'm sure the crew will respect your choice.
All right, but before that, Traveler and Paimon, could I trouble you to quickly pay a visit to the Fortress of Meripede?
¿A qué?
But shouldn't we stay for the award ceremony?
I wanted to ask you two to invite Shavraz to join us at the ceremony. She's one of the lead roles, after all. I haven't been able to find her recently, so I haven't had the chance to invite her personally. According to the papers, the culprits of the musket murder case will be personally escorted today by the captain of the Special Patrol to the Fortress of Meripede.
Órale. Ya los van a llevar a la
Oh,
cárcel.
Paimon gets it now.
Ok, dalo por hecho.
Yep, just wait here, Xavier. And maybe try to come up with a few snappy
Sí, tú
sounding
piensas un
names.
bonito nombre para el equipo,
All
hombre.
right, then I'll leave you to it.
Ahora vamos a buscarla, la web. Tener la podido. Uy, está muy lejos para irnos caminando. Sí, está demasiado lejos para ir caminando. señor francés. La la, señor francés. Sí, ya lo sé.
This is as far as I'll be taking them. I'll leave the three of them to you now.
Got another
Oh,
errand to run?
Leslie.
Something like that. I'm expected at a party.
Now that's something you don't hear every day. Found a new pastime?
No, it's just a special occasion.
Shavras! Risley!
Weasley.
Festivals really do bring people together. It's been a while since I last had so many visitors at the Fortress of Meripede.
Call it the festival spirit, I guess.
Yeah, you could say that. Even our head nurse has gotten herself all worked up preparing super deluxe nutritious shakes. Just one gulp and you'll have met all your nutrition needs.
Were you talking about work just now?
We've already finished discussing everything. So, what do you think about my heads up, Mr. Risley?
I believe I haven't yet made any promises or guarantees.
But you also didn't shoot me down. Here, how about this? You could give everyone a copy of the newspaper. Perhaps on the day when the cover story happens to, oh, I don't know, expose a certain someone's misdeeds from 20
¿De qué
years
están
ago.
hablando? No entiendo qué están hablando.
I suppose then a certain someone may soon find himself the most unlucky person in the Fortress of Meripede?
While another two people will soon be hailed as heroes.
Speaking of heroes, did you two need something from me?
Nah, no. No te buscamos a ti, no manches.
You're here to invite me to the party, right? Don't worry, I didn't forget.
Ooh, then let's head back right away! See you, Risley! Happy Fontanalia Festival!
And the same to you.
Volvamos.
And the winner of the Farina Award for the first Fontanalia Film Festival is... The Two
Uy,
Musketeers!
ganamos los dos mosqueteras. Las dos mosqueteras ganaron. Sí, genial.
We really won!
Congratulations, Mr. Xavier.
We won? I can't believe it! I really can't thank all of you enough!
See? My takes on Fontaine's entertainment industry have never been wrong. Now, please welcome to the stage the producer of The Two Musketeers, Mr. Xavier!
A recoger el premio. Ándele, señor Javier.
Thank you all so much for your recognition and support. While I'm up here, I would love to give special thanks to...
Time really flies, huh?
It certainly feels that way. It feels like it was only yesterday when you were teaching me to hold a musket.
Will you come back to Fontaine again?
Of course. I'm very fond of this city. There are so many novel and interesting things that it's been hard to keep track of them all. But how about you? Would you be interested
Ya,
in
las
visiting
despedidas.
Inazuma?
I can't say the thought has crossed my mind before, but I'd be willing to consider it now.
I will be eagerly awaiting your visit. It would be wonderful if you could visit my home and enjoy a taste of our tea and desserts.
Yeah, let's keep in touch.
Did you accomplish all you came here for?
Yes. And you should visit Inazuma again sometime.
How has Ogura and her business been?
To my knowledge, she's doing quite well.
Tell her I said hi.
I certainly will.
I heard the thunderstorm has stopped.
Yes, and the war has also been brought to an end. Peace and
Así
prosperity
es.
has returned to the
Gracias a
islands.
quién, gracias a
I quite
mí,
like the
todo es
sound of
paz
that.
y prosperidad.
Perfect for hanging textiles out to dry.
I'd like to offer my thanks again to the entire cast and crew. Without you, I would have never completed this film, much less had the opportunity to be standing on this stage. With the support of my entire crew, I would like to officially announce our film company, Musketeer Pictures.
Bravo, bravo, bravo.
Ooh, that has a really nice ring to it.
Then in that case, let's please welcome all the members of Musketeer Pictures onto the stage for a commemorative
Todos a
photo.
tomarse la foto de grupo.
Oh, Paimon didn't know we'd also be taking pictures.
Vamos, vamos,
Director
todos.
Farina, I believe you are the most deserving person to raise this trophy.
La señorita Fiorina va a alzar el premio Fiorina.
I'm so embarrassed. It's an honor the director deserves.
Yes, I agree.
Te lo mereces, Fiorina.
Just accept that you're not getting out of this.
Ándale, acepta, acepta. Siempre tienes que hacerte la
Ready,
víctima de todo.
3, 2, 1.
Musketeer Pictures!
Ahí está la foto de todos. ¡Uy! ¡Qué bonita! Y terminamos la misión. Gracias. Eso era todo el evento que teníamos que realizar. Gracias. Y ya, se fueron todos. El premio Furina. Y ya, acabamos todo el evento. Terminamos. Recogimos su premio. Ahora vamos a este. Vamos para allá. Todos terminaron felices y contentos. Hola Ivanovich Lavin. Ya andas por aquí.
if it isn't my dear partners.
That voice! It's Navia!
Hola, Navia. ¿Qué
I
ocupa?
didn't expect to run into you guys here today. Are you headed somewhere?
How
No
about
tenemos
you,
nada que
Navia?
hacer.
Are you still busy rebuilding Poisson?
We've wrapped up most of the rebuilding, but there are still a few things left to take care of. Stocking up on materials, confirming construction timelines, discussing compensation terms with families affected by the disaster.
Fue mucho desastre lo
Between
que
all of
pasó.
that, I've been making a lot of trips between the court and Poisson. Well, though the victims have received relief payments from the court, in my opinion, as the administrators of Poisson, Spina di Rosula should take some responsibility as well. Our financial situation right now isn't the best, so all we've been doing is signing agreements for the damages to be repaid at a later date. Though just pieces of paper now, they demonstrate our commitment. They're necessary to restore the people's faith in us.
Oh, spoken like a true president. You're a really responsible leader. That must be taking up most of your time, though, right?
Oh, you bet. Between that and all the other errands I have to run at the court, I'm always forgetting one thing or another. So before I came over this time, I took a page from Malusa's book and decided to make a list of everything. This way. And then, since Malus loved using shorthand, I decided to also follow his example and come up with some shorthand of my own. But after running a few errands in the city, I'm kind of struggling to even read my own handwriting anymore.
That does sound like you, all right. So what kind of shorthand did you use?
Oh, wanna take a look?
Let Paimon see. Wait, there's nothing
Así
here
es, ya
but a
son
bunch of
vísperas de
weird
Año
symbols.
Nuevo.
This looks like a piece of kelp
Ya
wrapped
nomás nos
around a
faltan
stick. And this other one,
2 días para que termine el año.
is it supposed to be a board
Se
in
van a
a
ir muy
box?
rápido.
The first one has to do with confirming the final payment amount for the fishermen, while the second one is a reminder to try the new burger that just hit the market.
Okay, Paimon can definitely see how you might forget what each of these mean.
Thank you for your advice. These are the kinds of things you only really figure out once you've tried them out yourself. I thought that as long as I understood my shorthand when I came up with it, I'd be sure to remember the symbols when I looked at them later. Unfortunately,
Y después de este
I've
festival
definitely proven myself
quinográfico
wrong.
de Fontaine,
Now you know for
yo
next
pienso
time.
que va a seguir el festival de la linterna otra vez.
Anyway, I should have already taken care of most of the things on the list. There are still a few symbols that I can't decipher, but I don't think
Porque es
they're anything
el primero
too
que
super
inicia el año,
important. Worst comes to worst, I'll just make
el
another
festival
trip.
de la linterna.
Ah, so you're going
Y
to head
después
back now?
sigue el festival de mostas,
Yep, that's the
el de las
plan.
flores,
Oh,
primavera.
actually, since we talked about the reconstruction earlier, want to come with me and check out the town for yourself? You said you don't have any plans, right? So we can just catch a boat and head over. It won't take long at all.
It's a bit sudden, but Paimon doesn't see why not. What do you think, Traveler?
Then let's go. We'll take a boat over.
Oh, you mean the Aquabus, right? Like the Clementine line?
Oh, sorry. I meant our own boat. The Aquabus doesn't have a station near Poisson, so we'll use one of the Spina's boats. All right, follow me. I'll take you there.
Y pues sí, inician con las fiestas de allá al mismo tiempo. Muy de oriente. Pues no por nada el juego es de allá.
The engineer is still doing a few routine safety checks. We can head out as soon as we get the green light.
So, Paimon has always wanted to ask. The 3 Aquabus lines are all named after people in your family, right?
Recordemos que allá el año nuevo
That's right. Callus and
inicia
Navia are
antes que aquí.
self-explanatory, while Clementine was the name that my mother went by.
If you provided the Mora to build the lines, then why isn't there even a dedicated line to Poisson? Spina di Rosula built all the lines, yet you still have to take a special boat just to go home. Paimon doesn't get it.
Well, what I heard is that most of our businesses don't actually use Poisson as a hub. So there was no real reason to build a... You are right that it is a bit strange, though. If you've already committed to build 3 lines, why not just add a 4th?
Yeah, that's what Paimon's saying. The Aquabus is so convenient, it's really a huge shame.
Well, it is what it is. You know what my father was like. Even I often struggled to figure out what was going on in his head.
Esperemos si el evento que sigue sea mejor todavía que el pasado. El pasado estuvo muy bonito, muy chido.
My father was always really stubborn. Once he made up his mind, good luck getting him to change it. From what I've heard, the rights of all the other members of the Spina only went as far as giving him advice or suggestions, and no farther. That included my mother, too.
Huh. Well, that explains why you weren't on the greatest of terms with him.
Yeah, because I wouldn't just let him keep getting his way. He was just... not very agreeable.
Boss, the boat's ready. We can head out.
No tanto de
All
terror.
right, then let's head out.
Bueno, el evento pasado de qué? Porque yo digo del evento del Festival de la Linterna. Ese estuvo muy chido. Pero el evento pasado de la versión pasada, ese sí estuvo muy dramático. Sí fue muy de terror ese.
It'll be a while before we get to Poisson.
Muertos vivientes y males psicológicos y todas esas cosas raras.
Oh, Paimon's sorry. She totally forgot that you mentioned before that she passed away during
Sí,
childhood.
ese evento sí estuvo muy alocado, muy
That's all right.
muy cool que
I've
pues.
heard many stories about her from the rest of the Spina. They've always said that they were sure we would have gotten along famously.
Le dio un
While
giro
my
muy
papa was stiff like
dio
a
un giro
board,
muy
my mother was supposedly super cheerful and funny.
muy inesperado a la
Their
trama.
personalities allowed them to make
El
up for
estar
each other's
haciendo
flaws.
el
My
pingüinito
father would
para
run the
luego
businesses and expand our reach, while my
que
mother
resultara
would
que
keep
la
the
mamá era la
peace
que estaba
and make
mal
sure
y el
that
niño ya
everyone was
estaba
happy.
desvivido
Their work made sure that the Spina could grow
y toda la
and
cosa y luego
thrive.
que se pusiera
Sounds like they were not
el
just a well-matched
casco y viera
couple,
al
but
niño
fantastic
ahí y toda la
business
cosa,
partners
sí
as
estuvo
well.
Yeah,
medio
but
loco y todo
those are
eso.
just stories and anecdotes after all. It's hard for me to piece together a more complete or intimate picture of her. But sometimes, I'd still look at the Clementine line and wonder, would the Spina and Poisson still be what they are today had my mother survived? Silver once said that a name is a kind of inscription, a way to etch a memory into the world. When given a name, a cold, inanimate object can gain a completely new meaning. So, I will always associate the line with her in my heart. Over the past few weeks, I've also begun to appreciate how water can take in and hold our most intense
Emotivo,
feelings
sí,
and
es
memories,
muy emotivo.
as well as how
Más que
one may
triste,
reflect on their
emotivo.
past by watching the sea.
Porque pues, se esperaba el despido de una madre a un
Even though
hijo
I cannot stop for them
después de
and
esa
must
manera.
continue to keep moving.
Sí fue
The
muy
fact won't change
muy
that they
emotivo.
existed in my life and gave me the reason and motivation to move forward. Always. But no matter what, we can't change the past.
Pues a quién no se le va a hacer emotivo y
I
triste,
tell
o
myself that
sea,
I need to keep looking
una
towards
pérdida
the
de un
future.
hijo
Everyone, even my parents, have already overcome so
en
many
esas situaciones,
obstacles.
en esas circunstancias,
Besides,
casi
I'm the president
fue
of Spina di
una
Rosula. I've got to keep my chin up.
fue provocada por el mismo niño. Y la mamá pues al ver todo eso pues pierde el control y queda deschavetada también.
Ah, we've reached the shore. Let's go. I'll show you the new Poisson.
Pero al final de cuentas salió adelante la mamá. Después de hacer todo el evento toda la misión y todo.
Do you think she's
Pues
doing
resultó
alright?
benéfico para la mamá porque ya lo necesitaba. ¿Quién no puede sufrir una soledad así? Está como nadie ahorita.
Paimon supposes you're right.
Después de perder a su
She's really
papá,
been
sus
through a
amigos,
lot.
a todo.
It couldn't have been easy shouldering so much by
Perder
herself.
a Potion. Va. Ahora reconstruir todo. También fue muy fuerte para ella.
Boss, you're back! Traveler and Paimon, welcome back to Poisson.
Poison de
Hey, good to see
Rustola.
you again, Florent. Is it your turn to take care of Navia now?
Hey, I can totally take care of myself. For the time being, I'll go around without any attendance. We did hand over some of Malus's old responsibilities to Florent, though. It's been really nice to have him around to help out.
Thank you for the compliment, boss. As you see, I've been working closely with the boss on rebuilding Poisson. Mr. Malus was an extremely capable and respected member of the Spina. I've got some really big shoes to fill.
All right. There's no need to be so formal. Everyone's practically old friends by now. Were you waiting here for me? Did we manage to make any progress on the statue?
Yeah, we
Una
contacted
estatua?
a sculptor about the job, but they can't get started on sourcing a correctly sized block without knowing the design that we want to use first.
You're
Ahora quién le
commissioning
van
a
a poner una
statue?
estatua. A ver, ¿a quién?
So, basically, we've been meaning to commission a statue of my parents in commemoration of everything they've done for the Spina and the town of Poisson. But since my father was known as callously unfaithful for the longest time, it would have been too controversial to commission a statue of him. But now that his name has been cleared, and the town is also being rebuilt, I thought this would be the
Ah, de
perfect
sus
chance to actually
papás.
realize this dream.
The funds to build the
Eso
statue
suena
were freely
muy,
donated by the
muy
people of Poisson
Batman.
to show their appreciation for Miss Clementine and Mr. Callis and everything they did.
Me? I'm just the newbie president that's running around and causing everyone trouble. Maybe we can have this conversation again in a few decades. Once
Ay,
I've
todo
done
lo que
more
ha
for
hecho
the
y
town
se
and the
hace del
people.
rogar, pobrecita.
Hey, there's no need to be so humble. Didn't you just help save the
Ajá.
entire
Qué
country?
humildad la de ella.
I agree wholeheartedly. I also believe that Boss should have a place on the statue.
Hey, if you keep inflating my ego like this, I might just float off into the sky with my parasol. Just kidding. There's no way that I'd accept that kind of compliment at face value. At a minimum, I'd have to match what my father did for the people. Thanks for the vote of confidence. I just don't think I'm
Ay,
ready
¿por
yet.
qué modesta?
Anyway, Florent, now it's up to us to confirm the final design, right?
Mm-hmm. We can ask the sculptor to start looking for a good block once we've decided on the poses for Miss Clementine and Mr. Callis. But we haven't had any real discussions yet on the possible designs. I feel like I should get a few promising designs first, and then send them over to you to review.
There's no need for all that. Let's decide on a design right now. Hey, you! Come over here with me.
A ver, ¿qué quieres ahora? ¿Yo?
Modeling a few poses, of course. Here, just pretend to be Callus, and I'll be
Ah,
Clementine.
caray.
That's
say on the boat that Callus and Clementine sounded like great partners? Well, then there's no one better to fill this role than my most valuable partner. Florent, let's grab some reference shots.
You've got it, boss.
Ándeles.
I'll go get the camera.
Posen para la foto.
Well, what do you think? Got any ideas? Well, I've actually discussed it a bit with Florent before, but I could never come up with any fresh or original ideas. It's probably because my idea of them is already kind of set in stone. So, I want to pick your brain for a bit and see if you can come up with some new and interesting ideas.
I'm all good here, boss. Feel free to start posing whenever.
Unos pos imponentes.
Posing, huh? Oh,
Ok, a
I've got
ver.
it.
Pónganse
Let's try this.
imponentes.
This pose! It makes me recall Sfina di Rosula's glorious golden age.
But isn't Clementine's pose a bit too bold and heroic? Was she really that kind of person? If we were to stick with this pose, maybe people would wonder if she was actually the real boss behind the scenes.
Ay,
Well,
Paimon, como
tabloids did
siempre,
indeed
regándola.
speculate as much back in the day, but the Spina pulled a few strings and made both the report and the journalist disappear.
Oh, Paimon was just kidding! Please don't make Paimon disappear.
Ya ves, Paimon, ay, como siempre hablando,
What
ya más.
Florent meant was that we asked the journalist to choose a new alias. You're right, though, that this may not accurately represent the image of her in our hearts. Let's try to come up with something else.
A ver, otra. Un pose alegre, un pose
A
alegre.
happy pose. You mean something like we were laughing together at a funny joke?
No tan alegre.
Would all that be able to come through
No,
with
eso
just
no
a
sirve
picture?
para eso.
Would we even be able to tell what they are supposed to be laughing about?
Yeah, and that'd probably be a massive pain to sculpt as well.
Could one of you try striking a pose like you're talking while the other one laughs?
No, tampoco.
That actually sounds pretty hard to pull off. Forget it, we tried a bunch of different ideas, but none of them felt right. Paimon,
By that, do you mean as if we were standing on a boat and looking out at the sea? Sure, let's give that a try.
Ok.
whoa, you really remind Paimon of a captain and their first mate. Look over there, my dear Clementine. As you can see, every tree on that island is dripping with mora fruit.
Oila.
But there's something off with the composition. This pose makes Mr. Callus look too tall next to the lady.
Oh, I see what you mean. Then let's swap.
Well, Paimon is a fan. A statue like this would look fantastic on a boat.
Wait, but we can't do that. Very few people would see the statue if we were to put it on a boat. This
But
Obviamente.
then, since we're putting it in the town, the whole point of the pose would be lost.
Oh, okay. We'll try to think of something else.
Ok. Ok, pues qué pose quieres
We
pues.
tried a bunch of different ideas, but none of them felt right. Paimon's all out of brain juice.
Ay, Paimon, tú cállate.
Oh, don't worry. We still got a lot of reference shots out of the session, and each of them can be considered to be a souvenir in their own right. Let's just keep the ideas we tried as backups. Man, if I knew I was going to do a photo shoot with the Traveler, I would have prepared a lot of outfits and props ahead of time. Oh, outfits! Oh, that's the errand I forgot back in the city. Do either of you still remember
Adele.
that girl? The
Adele
girl
está
I
en la
went to see with you
ciudad.
two. Her name is Adele.
Adele, va a cantar.
Remembers her. She was the one that we met while investigating Mr. Callus's case, right?
Yes, that's exactly who I'm talking about. So, after the case, she was finally willing to talk to me. and she told me that she wanted to join the Spina
Adele, la
too.
cantante. Ahí
I
anda.
said that it's fine, but young
Vamos
children are
con
not
ella, a
allowed to
ver.
join the
A
Spina.
verla
So we'll
cantar.
just have to wait a few years, and then we'll welcome her with open arms. Since she's still a child, though, she thought I was just trying to let her down gently. But how could I get her to believe that I meant what I said? In the end, I came up with an idea. I'd have a Spina uniform made and give it to her as a gift. But I got so busy and distracted in the city that I forgot to pick the uniform up. So I did forget something important after all.
Don't worry, boss. I can send someone to pick it up right away.
On the matter of the statue, we should still come up with a few more ideas for the design. I'll have to trouble you to source some for me.
Ay, ya todo quieres que hagan los
We
demás.
could have just done that from the start. Yeah, you're right. They'll have some value as souvenirs at least.
Navia! Florent, guess who's back?
¿Quién eres tú? Ah, Colter.
Huh? But aren't you supposed to...
Oh, well, if it isn't Coulter. Back
Él
already
estaba
from
en
the
la
fortress of
cárcel.
Narapede?
That's right. I finally finished serving my time. Gotta say, turns out I was a lot tougher than I thought. After I got out, I immediately made a beeline back to Poisson. You could say that familiar, briny smell became a primal call, urging me to forget everything else and just come back home. You wouldn't believe how much I've missed Melissa's grilled fish. I dreamed about it every time I had to get a welfare meal down there underneath the sea.
It's good to have you back, Coulter. You look as well as ever.
And this guy is...
Ajá, ¿y este tipo quién es?
Let me introduce you. This is Coulter, another of Spina di Rosula's members. He was found guilty and sentenced to the fortress of Maripede some time ago.
¿Y por qué?
But, looking at it now, it was probably another one of Marcel's plots while he worked at the Confrérie of Cabrières.
Wait, Mr. Marcel? What do you mean? He was involved in some sort of plot?
Have you not heard anything at all about the water from the primordial sea case?
Ooh.
Well, I know that Fontaine got flooded, but then the water levels miraculously receded. I thought that was all there was to it and didn't care to ask for any more details. Do you mean Mr. Marcel was somehow involved with all that?
Oh, looks like we'll have to explain everything from the top. That case... a lot of things have happened in Poisson since then. First things first, let me introduce you to these two. They're my most trusted partners, and they've been with me through thick and thin.
Obvio,
Now you could call
siempre son
them
los que
Spina di
ayudan.
Rosula's VIP helpers.
Oh, nice to meet you. I don't recall Navia ever generously complimenting anyone like that before. So you must be pretty amazing to get that from her.
Yeah, we are indeed pretty amazing. But we've been cool since before we even met her.
Humble again as always, I see. Even when I was totally sincere with my praise.
Uy, pues aquí nos pareceremos a
Nice,
ti,
nice.
Nadia, de
Spina di
humilde.
Rosula always seems to attract great people. Oh, that reminds me. Where are Malus and Silver? Aren't they always by your side?
About that.
Coulter, a lot of things happened while you were gone. As you can see, even Poisson isn't quite the same as how it was before you left.
They lost their lives, keeping me safe during the flood.
Ya le recordaron
What
a
did you
sus
say?
agentes.
This isn't some kind of morbid welcome home prank, right? You're just scaring me on purpose because I don't know anything about what's happened.
I'm sorry, but it's the truth. They weren't the only people we lost either.
Ándele.
Many others,
Melissa
including
también, a la que iba a
Melissa,
ver.
also lost their lives in the disaster.
Malus. And Melissa, dead. They're just gone? Luce. I was planning to give him a surprise gift once I ran into him again in town. I can't believe it.
Hey, keep it together.
Malus and Coulter were friends for many years, and even served on many missions together during the early days of the Spina. I can understand how he feels.
Qué caray.
Let's sit down somewhere, so I can tell you everything that has happened while you were gone. Fair warning.
Ya no le cuentes
There was
nada.
a lot.
Se va a poner más triste.
Okay.
¿Y ahora dónde vamos a hablar con él? A ver. Ahí llegamos.
All of this, it's unbelievable. I can't believe that those stories were real. It all really happened. Has the world gone mad?
I think you and I both feel the same way about the profound tragedy of Melusa's loss. And the sheer depravity of Marcel's actions.
I thought Mr. Marcel would always stand by the Spina. Everything he had, the Spina gave to him. It's unconscionable to have received all that, and yet still plot to kidnap and dissolve you for his insane research.
The good news is that the Confrérie of Cabriere is no more. Gone with them too is the entire synth manufacturing and distribution network.
Uy, eso pasó hace
We
miles de
finally
años.
closed the curtain on that long struggle.
Are you sure? But if Marcel wanted to rebel against us, he probably sent word in secret to Romeu.
Romu?
Oh, ¿quién es? Ahora, ¿quién es ese Romeo?
Not a name I've heard before either.
Florent should remember him. You see, there was once a major internal dispute regarding funding the construction of the Aquabus lines. Romeu was the leader of the faction that thought such a vast sum of mora would be better spent improving the town of Poisson. But Mr. Callis believed that an opportunity to collaborate with the Court of Fontaine and the Fontaine Research Institute was hard to come by, and would allow us to build many valuable relationships. Not only would the Aquabus be a good business investment, it would also boost our reputation among the general populace, eventually paying us massive dividends down the line. But the two couldn't come to an agreement. Romeu ended up taking a lot of people with him when he left Spino di Rosula altogether, and the split was on extremely bad terms.
Ugh. And with Papa's stubbornness, I can definitely imagine how it must have gone down.
And of course, when he was suffering the slings and arrows of outrageous injustice, those relationships that he spent a fortune to build didn't help in the least.
Yeah, you could say it was the price he paid for sticking to his beliefs.
Oh, that's a good point. If Callis was really as stubborn as you say, then wouldn't he have argued with the rank and file all the time?
Oh yeah, it eventually became a thing that just happened on every day that ended with Y. But Navia, boss, You might not know this, but he wasn't always like that. He used to be a lot better with taking counsel. With him listening to our advice and Ms. Clementine also frequently on our side, it was pretty smooth sailing for a good many years. But on the matter of the aquabus, even Ms. Clementine completely stood by Mr. Callus's side.
Huh. I never knew. But from my perspective, Romeo's position had a lot going for it. Couldn't they have sat down and talked it out?
I think the aquabus was just the straw that broke the camel's back. On that topic, they eventually came to a rather radical conclusion. They believed that Miss Clementine lost her ability to serve as an impartial mediator when she became pregnant with Callus's child.
So, they thought she had betrayed them?
Órale, traiciones.
That doesn't make any sense. Before she was their mediator, my mother was also her own person, and a member of the Spina. She should have the right to take any side she wished.
Yeah, but to them, even taking a side was betrayal enough. They felt like their voices could no longer be heard once their sole mediator had gone over to the other side. Of course, Ms. Clementine then passed away, and Mr. Callus began to regard the completion of the Aquabus project as her final wish. With that, the last hope of reconciliation was gone.
So that's what happened.
From that point on, Romeo and his people cut ties with the Spina, and never gave us any kind of professional or personal courtesy ever again. Perhaps they've regarded us as enemies ever since they left. But even so, there is still no proof that they ever acted in concert with Marcel.
I've also heard that they aren't in a good financial position, so they've been lying low for a while. But as long as they exist, they'll continue
tenemos que ir a
to be a
buscar a
threat.
alguien más, vas a ver.
I think Coulter's got a point. Both Marcel and Romeo had my father in their sights for a very long time. Even though Marcel's faction has been dissolved, we still don't know anything about Romeo's whereabouts. If they're still trying to get revenge on us, with how distracted and vulnerable we are, now would be the best time.
Good thinking, boss. We should keep an eye on them at all times. I'll let my men know right away.
Thank you for that, Florent.
Gracias.
And
Y
Coulter,
gracias a ti también.
thank you for telling me about this as well.
Don't worry, it's nothing. Do you have a moment right now? How about we go out for a walk? I've heard so many incredulous things today. I'm finding it a bit hard to calm down even now. I mean, to think that I'll just never see them again.
In that case, why don't we go back to the court? I can pick up Adele's uniform while we're there as well. It'll save Laurent's guys a trip. Want to come with me again, you two? You don't mind, do you, Coulter?
Of course. That's fine by me.
Then let's go! Paimon feels like a lot's hinging on this visit.
Vamos a darle a Adele
We
una
really
alegría.
are the
Adele.
best of partners. Come on, let's go.
Vamos marchando. Vamos a la corte de Fontaine. Ahora vamos para abajo. Y vamos para abajo. Y luego vamos para arriba. Y luego vamos para arriba. Y más para arriba. Y seguimos yendo para arriba. ¿a poco estamos cerquitas ahí la corte de Fontaine?
Are we not taking the boat this time?
It's nice to walk from time to time, isn't it? Think of it as something like a hiking trip. Once we're there, we can stay a few days before we return.
Sounds good. I haven't walked this road in a long time.
Y ya llegamos.
Well, we've walked far enough for now. Let's take a break. Since we're out for a walk, we shouldn't stress too much about the destination.
I've grown old, so I'm not as fit as before. It's a good thing that at least my work down in the fortress was quite the workout.
Well, Paimon thinks you're doing great. We didn't have to slow down for you at all.
Back in the days before the aquabus lines were built, we often had to hike north with our goods, then catch a boat to the court. Malus and I must have traveled this way hundreds of times. When we were tired, we would lay down for a while on the grass, and when we were hungry, we'd catch a fish or two. The Spina was still on the rise back then. Mr. Callus was generous, and everyone had the chance to strike it rich. So, of course, we all worked really hard. And now, in the blink of an eye, the aquabus lines have been built, and this road has fallen into disuse. Oh, I know. I was just being a little nostalgic.
Then let's stay here a bit longer. Anyone want snacks?
Oh, is this another chance to try some of Navia's macarons? Paimon's been dreaming of them.
Yep, I figured you wouldn't say no to a few
Ah, y
more.
luego Paimon que todo se quiere
Oh.
comer.
Wait, let me
Paimon todo
check if
se
I have all
come.
the ingredients. Malus and Silver used to take care of tasks like... Okay, the stove's looking good. Seems like we're all out of flour and sugar. The two most important ingredients of all. Oh, would you? Oh, but it would be too much to ask.
We should contribute to making the macaron too. Don't worry, we cook out in the wild all the time, so he should have some stuff on hand.
Oh, that's great. Then I'll leave the ingredient gathering to you. As long as we have some sweet flowers and wheat.
Then I'll go look for some boxes nearby for a makeshift table and...
Great. Then I'll prep the stove.
Ok.
Let's get...
Y va a sacar su horno ahí como la vez pasada. Sí, ahí está su horno.
Ah, how did it go? Did you find the... You've all done your part. Just...
Whoa, these macarons look and taste magnificent! Your cooking is as good as ever,
Pero que lo que
Navia.
no tenía era
Boss's baking
harina.
skills have always been famous.
Y le pidió
Everyone in the
trigo.
Spina knows how exceptionally talented she is.
Oh, it's just a hobby. There's no need to praise me for it like that.
Have you two seriously never considered joining us? You're so close to the boss, and she obviously trusts you with all her... I see. Is that why you have to always stay on the road?
You just happened to walk in on our little reunion. It's actually been quite a while since we last spent time together. Adventurers never stay in one place for long. The name of Spina di Rosula would just tie them down. Besides, after everything we've been through together, I'm sure our hearts would remain intertwined even if we found ourselves on...
Even if Paimon was far beyond the horizon, she'd still remember the delicious taste of Navia's macaron.
I understand now. Then I am very lucky indeed to have been graced with the chance to meet the two of you. I will endeavor to make the most of this short yet fortuitous encounter, and enjoy every moment we spend together.
We've got no wine with us, but let's still toast with water, in celebration of this moment.
¿Qué pasa ahí? ¿Alguien anda ahí? ¿Quién anda ahí? No creo que sea un animalito.
Cheers! Hey, what are you doing? Quick, join in on the toast!
Salud, pues, Andrés, demos.
May your travels go smoothly, may the Spina continue to grow, and may our friendship last until the end of time. All set? Let's move out then. I asked some old acquaintances in town to make Adele's uniform, so we should be able to pick it up right away.
Vamos, 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 vamos. Uy. Ya lo hicimos, gracias. Ay. Ah. Ya llegamos, ya llegamos, ya llegamos, ya llegamos.
Hey there, Ludovine. How's business lately?
The Demoiselle of Spina de Rosula. I must say, your generous patronage is the one thing keeping me from going bankrupt.
Por su tienda de ropa.
Nonsense. We all know what a talented businesswoman you are. Oh, and don't forget, she's the boss now.
My mistake, my mistake. I just got so used to calling her Demoiselle. Are you here for the uniform?
Yep. I forgot to drop by earlier when I was running errands around here.
I didn't expect Demoiselle to come and pick it up in person. It's just a uniform after all. Any of your folks could have come instead.
Navia's always liked to take even small things seriously.
Hey, that's not the only reason I'm here. We mostly just needed a walk to clear our heads. There are few things more uplifting than taking the first step on a new journey.
Boss has got a point. Going on a trip with friends is always better than staying cooped up at home.
Very well.
Aprendan para que luego cuando anden deprimidos no se queden en su casa, hay que salir. Salgan a distraerse.
Can someone remind Paimon again why Adele wants to join the Spina?
She hasn't given me any concrete reasons. All she says is that she really looks up to me. After we cleared her father's name, she became a lot more cheerful and outgoing. It's probably because she now knows for sure that her father was never a bad person. She said she used to be terrified of Papa, so as a result, she found all the rest of the Spina super scary as well. But the Spina is very different now. She mustered up the courage to talk to me, and felt like I could really understand her. Yeah, you could say that. By uncovering the truth about the case, I was able to give her closure at the same time. She said that she wanted to become someone like me, someone who could lend a hand to others, instead of standing still and waiting for others to help her.
From the sound of it, she'll be a wonderful addition to the Spina.
I think so too. But for now, let's focus on giving her a great atmosphere to grow and thrive. She can commit to us once she's older, and can really make that decision for herself.
Is something up, Traveler? Huh? Tailing? Oh, Paimon's coming.
I'll go check it out too. Coulter, please hold on to this for me.
Lo sabíamos, pero que nos estaba siguiendo. ¿Pero quién? No sabemos.
Paimon saw them too. They headed up.
Stop right there!
Windblade! We knew you were going to be difficult!
Seems like if we want them to talk, we're gonna need to teach them a lesson first.
Brothers, there's no need to skulk in the dark anymore. Let's
Uy,
take
sí,
them
cómo
out!
no. Uy, si hasta creíste que vas a poder con nosotros. No, hombre. Pero estás medio mal, mi amigo. Mira, en lo que pasa, ya te dieron una frisa. Mira.
Feeling lucky?
Téngale.
Ooh.
Téngale.
Hey there! A proper send-off!
¿Y ya? ¿La viste? ¿Qué fácil fue?
Now, talk. Who are you? And why were you tailing us?
Martinat.
Don't think we'll let you off easy if you keep silent.
How did it go, boss? Are any of you hurt?
Nah, nada de daño.
If you thought they stood any chance against us, you were sorely mistaken. Anyway, stop playing tough and start talking. There won't be any room for negotiation once the Maison Gardiennage gets involved.
Así es.
We're looking to get vengeance on Spina di Rosula.
Ah,
We were
Chihuahua.
discovered and can't beat you in a fight. We admit it. We lost.
Get revenge? Wait, you're not Romeu's followers, are you?
Ya apareció Romeo.
You actually know that name? But if you do, then surely you should understand why we hate you so much.
Indeed. You haven't got the faintest hope of winning right now.
We were out drinking when we saw Navia. We got so angry we decided to follow you guys and look for an opportunity to really mess up your day. Too bad you guys messed up ours first.
Mientes.
You're
Sí.
pretty sharp. But so what? We didn't do anything. And now it should be pretty obvious that we can't do anything to you anyway. Seeing you like that just really ticked us off. And we let the drink go to our heads.
Listen, Callus is long dead. No matter what happened in the past, I want to be able to start things anew. I am the current president of Spina di Rosula. If your boss wants to talk with me, I'd be happy to meet with him. I won't press charges for your attack. That should also help demonstrate my sincerity.
I understand. Thank you. I'll let our boss know.
But if you so much as think about pulling something like this again, I won't be so lenient next time. Understood?
All right. We get it. Come on, let's go.
Ándale, ya vieron por andar siguiendo que no deben
Are
seguir.
you sure it's okay to just let them go like that, Navia?
I don't want to inherit my father's grudges, too. Moreover, when it comes to the Aquabus, I
Todo
don't
por
think what
dinero,
my father
todo
did
por
was
poder,
entirely
todo por
correct
todo.
either. If the other side is willing to talk, I'm happy to open the door for a reconciliation. Opportunities for new beginnings are all around us.
I support Boss's decision as well. The concept of an eye for an eye is a primitive practice that has no place in today's Spina di Rosula.
Yes. Plus, we already know that they're strapped for cash. If their financial situation is that dire, they don't have what it takes to challenge us. So this may be the best time to talk. I still think we should keep an eye out for Romeo's folks, though. If he decides to ignore the warning I gave
¿Y
his
quién
men,
es ese Romeo?
then we could still have a fight on our
Hay que ver
hands.
quién es ese Romeo. Este va a ser el último contrincante con el que
Yeah,
vamos
those
a
guys
pelear.
definitely didn't look like big fans of yours.
I'd rather things not go that far, since, though we haven't talked to each other for years, once upon a time we were all a part of the Spina di Rosula family.
Yep, that's how I feel as well. Anyway, now that we've sent them packing, we don't have to worry about those guys anymore.
¿En qué inglés?
It's getting late already. So why don't we stay the night in the Fleuve Cendre? We can head back to Poisson tomorrow.
Otra vez el
I'll
río
also ask someone to
Ceniciento.
write Florent a letter and inform him of everything that happened here today, so he can increase security around Poisson and be on guard against any suspicious individuals.
Do we have to stay in the Fleuve Cendre again? Even the pillars
Ya ves,
there
otra vez
smell
el
like
Ceniciento.
Sorry, that's just what happens when you live near water and don't get much sunlight. Poisson's pretty much the same though, so I've long
Sí,
since
tú ya estás
gotten used to it.
acostumbrada, pero nosotros no
We
estamos
can still go out in
acostumbrados
the
al río
evening for some
Ceniciento.
grilled fish and drinks, though. Bet you there'll be people singing sea shanties too. How does that sound?
Huh. That does sound pretty cool. Okay, Paimon's on board now. Let's go. Paimon wants to sing too.
Vamos al río Ceniciento, Ceniciento. Pronto, pronto, Ceniciento. Uy, espérame, porque si no nos vamos a caer, nos vamos a partir el queque. Ahora sí. Bajando por la colina, bajando la colina. ¡Ay! Uy, ¿por qué te pegas? Pero bajando, bajando, bajando. ¡Ay! No. ¡Ah! Y llegamos al río Ceniciento. Monedita. Hay que aventar los chiquillos al agua. Al agua. Vete.
The waterway here is too narrow.
Ahí está el río Ceniciento.
Coming back here really does feel like this place is starting to grow on Paimon. If you think about it, it would be kind of weird if the Spina's base at the court was some super luxurious building like the Palais Mermonia.
Totally. Right on the money, Paimon.
Pero qué contrastes
Although, of course, with the
entre
continued
Espina de
growth of the Spina,
Rosula,
Papa
Poison
wanted Poisson to
y la
eventually
corte de
grow into a
Fontaine.
metropolis, not unlike the court. He was a very ambitious man, who rarely looked behind or beneath him, for better or worse.
And that's also why people hated him just as much as they loved him.
All right. Why don't you go wait for me at the restaurant? I'll go do some prep, and I'll get someone to tidy up your room while I'm at it. You can use the same room as last time. You still remember the room number, yeah?
Yep. Kinda hard to forget when there are only so many rooms here after all.
Así es, no hay muchas habitaciones,
Oh,
tampoco es para tanto.
Did I just hear someone taking a dig at Fleuve Cendre? I'll tell my guys.
Oh, Paimon,
Oh,
sorry.
no, no, no.
Please have mercy, Navia. If you do that, then Paimon really won't be able to sleep at
Y
all.
tanto que le gusta dormir a Paimon.
I was
Le
just
gusta dormir y
kidding.
comer.
Be on your way now.
A sentarnos a la mesa. ¿Y dónde? ¿En qué mesa me voy a sentar? Aquí un banquito. Que la...
Say what you mean. No problem's too big to solve.
Hello? Are you asleep yet?
Navidad.
Oh, no, not at all. I just figured that since we don't get to enjoy nights like these very often,
Ahora, ¿qué quieres,
we
Navidad?
should try
Por
to enjoy
favor.
it to the fullest.
Deja
Wanna go fishing?
dormir.
I've got some rods and lures ready.
No manches, ¿te pesca en la noche?
Talking about. Sure, we'll come.
Hopefully I didn't wake you or anything.
Pues ya lo
Don't
interrumpiste, ya
worry.
que...
You don't have to do any actual fishing if you're too tired. Just think of it as keeping me company. How does that sound? Okay, let's go. To the fishing spot.
A pescar, nada, yo no sé pescar. ¿Qué te pasa, niña? Niña rica. Uy, no. ¿A dónde vamos a ir a pescar? ¿Quién sabrá Dios? Mm. A ver. Vamos a ir por abajo del agua. Mira, ya viste que vamos a salir por abajo del agua. Y así podemos pescar más rápido. ¿Para qué quieres que pesque con caña y toda la cosa? Así en estos tiempos se pesca más rápido. Mira, ¡pum! Una pescada. Ah, caray.
Is this an answer from this
Okay.
world?
Y el otro se quedó allá. Hola. Pajarito sin cola. Hola, hola.
All this fishing when you're using a fully
Hola,
automatic
hola.
rod.
What's the problem? Lots of people in Poisson use rods like these.
Cañas de pescar automáticas.
But shouldn't fishing be all about, you know, a attentively watching the float and then excitedly reeling in the catch when you finally hook something?
Sí, Paimon, pero eso ya quedó en el
Well,
pasado.
that's one way to enjoy fishing. What do you think, traveler?
Así es.
That's how I feel as well. To me, I'm happy as long as I catch some fish.
Honestly, Paimon's mainly shocked at how much energy you still have at this hour. Usually by this time of night, it's a struggle for Paimon to even keep her eyes open.
Huh. It might just be something that runs in my family.
That's a thing?
I'm sure you'd get even sleepier if I delved more deeply into it. Anyway, I was just thinking about how grateful I am to my mother, as well as the rest of the Spina.
¿De tu madre?
My father always had a lot of unrealistic expectations for me. But the more that he tried to get me to become like him, the less I wanted to listen to what he had to say. My mother never had those kinds of expectations, though. I've heard that she had only one wish for me, which was that I would have a happy and secure childhood. All the members of the Spina greatly respected her wish, so no matter what I did as a child, they were happy to humor me. Can you imagine? Whenever my father wanted to scold me for something I'd done, everyone would form up into 2 rows and just stand silently and listen to him rant. Maloose and Silver were always there too. No matter what Papa yelled, nobody else would say a word. Eventually, Papa must have recognized scolding me over trivial matters was pointless, because he eventually stopped getting on my case so often.
Paimon would have never guessed.
Yeah. Looking back on it now as an adult, I can hardly believe how patient and kind everyone was. When I was young, I often thought that I could do whatever I wanted, because at once, I saw Maloose come back wounded. He wouldn't tell me how he'd been injured, but I could tell it had some. I learned then that there's always a cost to making a mistake. The more you care about because if you do falter, there'll inevitably come a.
Nadia.
Sorry. I shouldn't have. Basically, I was just saying that the nurturing atmosphere of the Spina must have been. And if that's the only way that I can continue to feel her love, then I'd like to.
Is that why you let those guys go today?
Mm-hmm. Although, maybe there's a part of not wanting to repeat the mistakes of the past. Hey, look! I think you've got something on the line!
Ya picó un pececito.
But why isn't the rod automatically reeling it in?
Oh, there must be something wrong with how I installed the mechanism. It was my first time putting one of those rods together.
Ah, pues cálmate.
Can't let it get away. Come on, you two. Let's catch
Rápido,
it.
agarra la caña.
You want Paimon to help too?
Pues obvio, Paimon, ni modo que qué te pasa haciendo ahí, hombre.
You didn't attach a hook to your line?
Ah, es lo que. Ay, Nadia. Se le ponen anzuelos a las cañas de pescar.
Stop wasting time! The boss ain't gonna wait all day. We'll go ahead with the operation tomorrow. Do with that information as you wish.
Well, your rod was missing a part too, so.
Well, if we're just talking about the number of missing parts, sure.
All right, go to bed. I had a great time today.
Muy bien, Nadia, hasta mañana ya. Vete a descansar, a dormir. Y ya amaneció. Como siempre.
So how was last night? Did you get a good night's sleep?
Paimon dreamt that she danced with the sea stars, so you could say it was stellar.
Huh.
I didn't know you had such a great sense of humor.
See? This guy gets it!
Anyway, let's head out. I'll arrange for a boat to take us back to Poisson. I'm sure Adele will be happy to see you two again.
Paimon hopes she'll really appreciate your gift.
I hope so too.
Ándenles. Ahora vamos a regresar a la poción. A la poción mágica. Espera. Espera, niña. Y llegamos.
Adele, we're back. We brought you a gift from the court too.
Ahí está Adele.
Whoa!
La niña.
Don't call her boss, okay, Adele? Just Miss Navia would be fine.
Oh, it's all right. I don't mind. Besides the gift,
It's been a while!
Oh,
Hola.
it's you two. It has been a while indeed. Thank you so much for your help on Jacques' case. I've heard that you also helped
What a
save
lie.
all of Fontaine. You're truly just like the great hero.
You're really amazing! And if Miss Navia's your friend, then she must be super amazing too! What's in this thing?
of course.
Oh,
Go
claro,
ahead.
es para ti, niña. Tu traje.
Oh, it's a Spina di Rosula uniform! Is it for me? But
Well, it's a gift for future you. When you first told me that you were interested in joining the Spina, I was overjoyed. But it's the Spina's responsibility to protect everyone as well. Being a member means becoming involved in all kinds of dangerous situations. And so, I turned you down then by telling you that you'll have to wait until you're older. But this uniform,
oh, so that's
Oh.
it! Well, thank you so much, Miss Navia.
Pues ya ve creciendo,
I'll
Adele,
work hard
porque
and
te
grow
van a
up as
dejar atrás.
fast as-
But you can't really grow up faster by working hard. You've got to be.
Everyone, I'm really grateful that you remembered my daughter's wish and took it thanks to the protection of the Spina. Even though her father's no longer with us, we've still felt plenty of warmth and security.
oh, it's the least we could do. As long as you live in Poisson, even if you're not an official member.
Boss!
Jefada, ¿qué pasó?
Huh? Is something up, Florent?
I've got something urgent to report. Romeo and his folks have gathered outside Poisson and even shipped in a huge pile of explosives.
¿Ah?
What? Explosives? What do they want?
It seems like they've been planning this for some time. We started investigating as soon as we received your letter yesterday. But Romeo and his folks must have gotten wind as well, because they abandoned their former posts before we could even check on them. We investigated their tracks and found out that they're after Poisson.
They have smartened up since we caught them red-handed at the court?
Seems like they've got no interest in sitting down and talking at all. We should have gone straight to the Maison Gardiennage.
Sorry, I underestimated the situation. Well, too late now, I suppose.
On the hill to the east of Poisson, near the Clementine line.
They want to blow up the Clementine line?
Oh, por
Certainly
Dios.
sounds like it.
Romeo and his followers hate the Spina and everything to do with Callus. And the Aquabus was the source of their contention. If they manage to blow up the Aquabus line, all that rubble will come crashing down the hill and straight into Poisson.
Are they insane?
Ándale.
There's tons of innocent people in Poisson!
Yeah. If they've been planning this for ages, they're definitely not going to let this opportunity. We have to issue an evacuation order to the townspeople. and get them as far away from the entrance as possible. That should save them from the worst of it.
Let's get everyone onto our ship. That should be the safest place.
My dear partner, can I leave the Clementine line to you? If the explosives do go off, not only would the people of Poisson be in danger, any aquabuses using the line would plummet to the ground. Let's stop their insanity first, then settle the score with them.
Muy
Leave
bien.
it to us, Navia. Please stay safe too.
Corre, vamos. Vamos, vamos, vamos. A
Let's go,
detenerlos.
you two. We've got to act fast. Miss Coralie, please take Adele to the ship.
Watch out, boss!
¿Qué pasó?
What do you think you're doing, Coulter?
I thought all the annoying little hindrances had left, but I still couldn't get rid of you.
You mean this was all a trick? So that you'd be left alone? Oh. I get it now. You knew about their plans all along. You only...
Not quite. Though I share their positions on some issues, I've never cared. And that's because, out of the entire Spina di Rosula, I only hate you. Only you,
¿Y por
Navia.
qué? ¿Ahora qué hice?
Stick close to me.
Romeo promised me that he would leave Poisson alone if I could just take you out. But it was like you were glued at the hip to that pesky traveler. You never gave me a chance to make my move. Romeo has lost his patience. I didn't have to be here today, you know. But I swore that I'd kill you, even if it meant being buried with...
Why?
Only someone as clueless about the past as you would ask such a foolish question.
Pues dime por qué,
You
porque no
never
sé qué
saw the
pedo.
heyday of Spina di Rosula, nor did you ever live through the golden age of Poisson. But I saw it all with my own eyes, and then I had to watch it all die, little by little. And it was all because of you, Navia. Clementine died because of you. Callus died because of you. Malus and Silver died because of you. And so many more dead.
So the shock and grief you showed us before, that was in Act 2?
Now you're catching on. I heard Malus was dead the moment I got out. Did you know? Down there in that blasted fortress, I spent a long time thinking about what happened and resolving to apologize to Malus. Back then, because of that aquabus, we had a huge fallout. I was convinced that all he cared about was loyalty. The years
Órale,
passed by in a
qué
blur
loco.
after that. I thought I had finally begun to understand him and that he could help me relive. But then he died, and it was because of you again, Navia. It's always because of you.
Todo por la culpa de Navia. Órale.
I once loved the Spina and Poisson more than anyone else. But what is left now of either besides death?
Don't listen to him, boss! He's just spouting nonsense!
Have you ever considered that maybe the people around you don't actually care about you at all? Have you ever considered that maybe you only get respect because you're Callus and Clementine's child? Have you ever considered that maybe people don't stay in Poisson because of you, but only
Because if you do falter, there'll inevitably come a time when you'll have to face the consequences. Yeah, looking back on it now is... But is that really why they support me? Is there...
Shut your mouth! I, for one, really like I don't know how to explain it, but I like her, and that's that!
Santo
I'm sure
Dios.
Mr. Malus would be extremely disappointed in you right now. You've somehow managed to pin the blame for every mistake and tragedy in our history on the boss herself.
Get out of the way, Florent. I don't want to hurt you.
Pelea, pelea,
You're gonna
pelea,
have to.
pelea.
Boss, there's no time for this. Stop hesitating and get out of here before you get buried.
Maybe you think you're being the realist by painting the history of the Spina and Poisson like this. But the love that I felt from everyone was just as real. I felt it. They've helped me get to where I am. And even now, I will continue to believe in that love.
A pelear, órale, vas a pelear con Calas. Digo con Calter. Y con otros dos. Órale.
Hey there! Hey there! Attack! That's the way. Hey there!
Órale. Pelea, pelea. ¿Quién más? ¿Quién más? Órale, órale. ¿Listo ya? Qué rápido. Era ya. Eso me gustaban.
Laurent, I'll leave the town to you. Summon the other members and help with the evacuation of the townspeople. If you find any of Coulter's accomplices, subdue them quickly, and don't give them the chance to harm any ordinary civilians. I can't allow my partner to face the danger on the Clementine line alone.
Got it, boss. I'm on it. Are you okay, Navia?
I don't know, but I have to go.
Uy, pobrecita, siempre le pasan muchas cosas a la pobre.
Let's hurry up there. We have to protect the Clementine line. If they're gonna blow up the waterway, they must have planted the explosives next to the support pillars.
Busca los explosivos ahora. Quiten los favoritos, que no dio nada.
Disappear! Wind blade!
We must be heading in the right direction.
Wind blade!
Right now, right here, a sight to behold. Ha! Right now, emerge. Right now, right here.
This must be the explosives, right? And this is the control mechanism. How come? Oh, I'm too scared to touch any of this stuff.
Aquí.
Huh? There's a strangely shaped hole here. What is it for?
Una
That
llave.
certainly sounds possible. Maybe one of the. Okay, you take this side. Paimon will take the other. Let's see what we can find.
Ok, vamos a buscar la llave ahora. Monedas.
Let me turn this guy over. He's super heavy.
Ay, Paimon, por favor. Ay, Paimon, ni al caso. Somos dos. Este es lo que trae.
Oh, you found it! That's amazing! That should do it, right? Navi and Florent should be able to relax now. Oh, you're right. They could have set explosives elsewhere, too. Let's go.
Pero llévate la llave, no la dejes ahí puesta. Ah, pero sí, de veras. Oh.
They're gonna bury Poisson!
Corre, 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 corre. ¿Pero qué hicieron? ¿Destruyeron el cerro? ¿Qué te...?
Great work, partner. Just leave the rest to me.
Watch out, Navia! You can't block them all!
Block? I'm doing this the Spina way.
Oh, ya la plaza. Vamos. Órale. Eso es estilo. Ay, quítate del suelo, quítate del suelo. Ah, caray. ¿Estás bien? Bien muerta casi, casi. Órale, todos al botiquín.
I heard from Thierry that even they're your enemies now. They were once a part of Spina di Rosula. Do you plan to settle this privately with them?
I have nothing more to say to them. Regardless of whether their hatred and anger towards me or the Spina was justified, anyone who's willing to endanger innocent civilians is no longer sane enough to even be worth trying to talk to. Please prosecute them in accordance to the law. Spina di Rosula will not raise any objections.
Ándale.
Sounds good. We're very appreciative of your help. Without it, the consequences would have been far worse. All right, this operation is a wrap. Take him away.
We won, Navia! We saved everyone! And you were
Órale.
so cool!
Es la mejor Navia.
Yeah. Luckily, we were just in time.
Te ves un poco triste.
It's probably because I expended too much elemental energy at once. I'll be fine.
No, sí está triste, por lo que le
Don't worry about
dijeron.
me.
But you usually glow up whenever other people compliment you. Paimon's not used to seeing you like this.
Boss, we managed to catch all the infiltrators in the town. The Maison Gardiennage is taking them away as well.
Muy
Seems
bien.
like Romeo really went all in on this mission. If he sent literally everyone he had, though, that also means we've caught them all, too. We won't have to worry about them.
Got it. That's good at least.
¿Y Coulter? A ver.
Coulter, I can understand how you feel. The things that we lost, they're forever beyond our grasp now. I am not callous, and I will also never become him. The Spina and the Poisson that you loved are both gone. But I will not change how I feel about our future. I will spend more of what the Spina earns on the betterment of Poisson. What's more,
I'd also like to propose some changes to the Aquabus routes, so that one day, the people of Poisson will enjoy the boons it brings as well.
I know what you're trying to say. Mr. Callus would never have said anything like that. There are too many things in life that are just beyond our control. In that, we are the same.
Henceforth, you are no longer a member of Spina di Rosula. But once you're discharged from the fortress again, you're welcome to pay another visit to Poisson.
Acabé de salir de la cárcel y ya se la van a llevar a la cárcel otra vez. Vale, vámonos. Qué caray. Más peso salió.
As I thought. Boss really is a
No duró ni
kind and
2
gentle
días
person.
afuera de prisión.
She is also, I must say, a truly unlucky person. Thank you for protecting the Clementine line. I was actually really scared, you know. I mean, even the Callus line won't be getting rebuilt anytime soon. If I'd lost the Clementine line too, I wouldn't know how to live with myself. A name is a way to etch a memory onto the world. Losing the line that bears her name, that I can see every day, would be like losing my mother all over again. Seeing it still standing there, tall and proud, it makes me really happy.
What happened while we were gone? Honestly, you look more upset than tired or
Sí,
anything.
¿qué pasó?
Just give her some time.
Thank you so much. Can you give me
Ya
a
se va a
hand?
desmayar.
I really don't have much strength left. Traveler, I want to ask you something. And please, tell me the
Okay.
truth. Do you really see me as your partner?
Claro que sí.
That's good then. Hearing that, it brings me more relief than I can say.
How do you feel, Navia? Any better after taking a break?
I feel quite a bit better. But I should probably still rest for a few more days. Sorry, partner. I said some weird things earlier. I used to think that I'd never doubt myself. Coulter mentioned my parents, as well as Malus and Silver.
Ya le removieron los
Thanks to them
sentimientos a la
that
pobre
I've made
Nadia.
it this far in life. Do you think
Ya le hicieron recordar todo su
they
pasado.
ever regretted the choices they made? Has my existence made this world a better place?
Don't think like that, Navia. You've already done more than enough. No matter what others think, we'll always support you to the end of the world.
Well, since it's ended up like this, I suppose there's something that I've been keeping from you as well, boss. Please, follow me.
¿Ahora qué?
Florent, I hope you can understand
Ahora que no lo
that
sé
I
decir.
can't
Ay, no,
deal
también
with
tú.
any more shocking...
Don't worry. This surprise will be a pleasant one.
A ver, ¿qué? Vamos, ándale pues. Vamos a ver qué sorpresa nos tiene el hombrecillo este. Uy. 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 Ay, no veo nada, choco. Al barco. No sé qué llega hasta allá. Y así llegué. Ay. ¿Y aquí cómo entro aquí? Ah, así de plan. No. Ah, ya por acá, menso. Ay, pero está así bien, burro. Está la entrada. Está bien tapado. Aquí mero, ya llegamos.
Why is everyone gathered here? And what's
Ah, la estatua.
This was supposed to be a gift to you from everyone in the town. We were originally planning to show it to you once it was finished. But special times call for special measures. I've never seen you look so defeated before.
Do I really look that bad?
Sí, te ves muy mal,
Well,
Nadia.
if you're ready, I'll unveil the present.
A ver, ya, desvelen el regalo. 1, 2, 3. Dale, dale. Dale, dale. Su papá. Su mamá. Y ella. ¡Tarán!
This is Papa, Mother, and me.
We designed the look for Miss Clementine based on old camera records, as well as personal recollections from members of the Spina.
Wow! This is the statue you mentioned before?
Así es,
It is
Simon.
indeed. To be honest, we decided on the design a long time ago, and gave the sculptor permission to begin working. We only asked Boss to decide on a design so she wouldn't realize we had already started.
How could we only have statues of Mr. Callis and Mrs. Clementine?
Even though Boss is still young, we've all seen the work she's put in regarding the whole synth business and the rebuilding of Poisson.
We wanted to commemorate her contributions with a statue as well.
I don't know what Spina di Rosula was like in the past, but I know it's a great organization now.
With Navia around, we're not worried about this place's future.
We are gathered here today to tell our boss that we support you and believe in you wholeheartedly. I believe everyone is here for you, not the glory days.
Órale.
That's what we believe as well.
Siempre tendré fe en nuestro
Thank you
vínculo.
so much, everyone. Then I'll be brave and just accept
Pero
everyone's support
alégrate,
for what it
Nadia,
is.
por favor.
This really
Ay,
is quite
linda.
the surprise. I never thought that I'd have the chance to stand next to my mother. Not even in my wildest dreams.
Y se acabó la misión. Listo, terminamos la misión. Esa fue la misión de Nadia. Veamos, para que vean. A ver, aquí tenemos un regalito. ¿Qué tenemos por acá? Ah, 4 recompensas, ya las tenemos. Y ahora vamos aquí. Y dice que rosa multifora está completado. Ya la completamos, vean nomás. Eso. ¿Y qué creen? Ya tenemos todo hecho del evento, de la misión o de la versión, o cómo sería. Sí, de la versión, ¿verdad? No, la versión 4.3. El evento ya lo hicimos. El evento principal, cosas sin mosquetes. Ya checamos los personajes. Ya recogimos ¿cómo se llama? No sé qué era el trofeo este que nos dieron de Zhongli. Ya hicimos la misión de Navia. Invocación de los sabios, ya saben que no nos gusta. No sé si les gusta a ustedes. Qué bien, a mí no. Gracias. No me gusta jugar a las cartas. Y la alineación astral, pues eso ya es pues de cajón. Pero entonces ya está todo completo. Los eventos de la misión de la versión 4.3. Ahora nomás nos queda seguir explorando los mundos, seguir haciendo misiones arcontes que nos faltan y farnear. Si es farnear, ¿verdad? Farnear, que es lo que nos queda nada más por hacer. Para seguir recogiendo protogemas, seguir haciendo guachapones para lograr nuestro objetivo, que ya saben que nuestro objetivo es conseguir en la segunda parte de la 4.3 a la Shogun, que la quiero desde el primer día que la conocí. Entonces pues darle, porque es la Shogun, así que seguirle dando. Bueno, chicos y chicas que nos siguen, ¿cómo? Ah, que nos invitan al mundo de no sé quién. Ah, nos invitan al mundo de Ivanovich Lavin. A ver, espérenme porque ya no me acuerdo cómo. Sí. Aquí, es aquí. Ah, mira, aquí está conectado. Uy, mira. El Sebas y el Christoph. Hace años que no se conectan, yo creo. Pues el Sebas hace menos de un día. Mira, ese se conecta y no nos invita. Y el Cristo. Hace 31 días. O sea, hace como un mes. Vamos a esperar a que nos indiquen para ver si vamos a entrar o no vamos a entrar o qué vamos a hacer. Por lo pronto vamos a ver cuántos guachapones conseguimos el día de hoy. Cuántos logramos cambiar. Nomás uno. Nomás uno. Bueno, de poquito en poquito se llena el marranito. Llevamos 46. Vamos acá. Vamos a ver por qué. El otro día agarré un personaje. No es cierto. Ese no era. Totalmente. Bueno. Era este. Yo que sepa, sí. Ah, ya están todos ahora sí. No. No. Mira, 2 constelaciones. 3 constelaciones. Del nivel de agua. Ándele, ¿sí? ¿Qué tal? Link de agua. Es correcto, ahora sí. ¿Qué pasó? ¿Te sacó?
No.
Se llenó.
Hasta el... O sea, vuelta a hacer.
Ah, qué hijo de fruta.
Y nada más me dejó la chiquilla a la chumbuco.
Bueno, todavía no empiezo. Todavía no aparezco. Vamos a darle en su madre. ¿A quién? No sé. Ah, ¿qué es?
Windblade! The depth's back. Be still.
Opening box over there.
That's far enough. Cascade.
Sí. Sí.
Windblade. Be still. Kamisato Arki. Suiyu. With the wind. Cascade. Wind.
Wow.
Windblade.
Faster attack. Life goes on.
¡Hola!
Mind the danger.
Wheel of life.
¡Wow! ¿A dónde más quieres ir? Te sigo, jefe. Jefe, te sigo, jefe. ¿A cuál jefe? Sí, ¿lo tienes abierto o ni lo tienes abierto? ¿Si lo tienes abierto o no lo tienes abierto? Ah, yo dije, no, más que no tienes abierto nada. Tasumeru. ¿Este? Pues ahí tiene el punto de teletransportación. Ahí tiene el punto de teletransportación. Sí. Ya lo agarré.
Yo me fui a un punto de los 7 para este punto me recuperar energía.
Ah.
De todos modos, ahorita con el casi tú no te bajaste de energía, porque tú estás en un nivel más alto, casi no mucho daño.
Hoy sí podré. Ay, espérate. Sí podré con este camiseta o lo cambio.
No vas a poder ni con ninguno de los dos. A lo mejor con el mismo del nivel.
No, con él sí. Lo cambié por este. ¿Sí, verdad? Por Diluc. Sí, pues es electro. Con... Ok, listo. Ahora sí. Aquí, en este lado.
Retribution! Disappear!
Ahora antes de que despierte.
Opening box of Adepti Tricks.
Listo, Skin Douche. Árale, una coronita morada. ¿No te dieron? Ah. ¿Y ahora a dónde, jefe? ¿Agua de Inozuma? ¿Cuál? ¿En mi mundo? Pues ese que está acá de este lado, ¿no? Mira ese. Ese. Sí, en mi mundo. No. En tu mundo todavía no la habilitas. Porque está, creo que está en este lado, en este mundo, de este lado. Ahí es donde está. Así que dígame a dónde, jefe. Diga a dónde, jefe. Este fue el que peleamos ahorita, ¿no, verdad? Este. ¿Y este otro? De fuego.
Y el de agua no quiero el de agua porque se lo podemos.
Y este otro, un dragón. Pues se supone que debe de tener. ¿Qué? No te pases, no tienes abiertas todas esas. ¿Cómo se llama? Todas estas. Parece que es por aquí, subes aquí y entras por aquí. Parece que es con esta. Y subimos aquí y entramos aquí a esta. Sí. Sí, ya te vi. Sí. Y acá ando yo. Sí, ya sé. Ya sé.
Life goes on. Orders given. Orders received.
¡Árale! Resorte perpetuo. No sé por qué. Ah. ¿Y ahora a dónde, su general? Usted dígame, ¿a dónde vamos? ¡Oh! ¡Ah! El cuadrito. Sí. ¿Y está en el desierto? Pues espérate, porque yo me fui para otro lado. Ah, el cuadrito ese. Ah, ya. Ahora, ¿dónde estás? Aquí. ¿Y ese con qué se combate?
Con la tierra.
¿Y qué más?
Y ya.
¿Y los que tengo yo está bien?
Sí.
Ok.
¿Listo?
Sí, o sea, llegué. Ay, mamá. Jarocha. Te voy siguiendo. No te caigas así. Ay, te voy a ir. Era para el otro lado. Era para allá. Pues para allá. Sí, aquí estoy contigo. Mira, aquí voy. Aquí y tú estás ahí. Ahí. Veme del otro lado. Hey. Pero es que ¿por qué te vas por allá si es para el otro lado? Ah, en ese hoyo. Ah. Ahí estás. Te ando buscando por allá. Santa amargura.
Retribution!
Grow.
Está regenerando. Está regenerando.
Opening box of Adeptitrix.
Solo tienes que romper esto. Mira, se regenera un chingo. Tienes que romper las platitas, ¿no?
Master. Sharing my knowledge. Commit to memory.
Retribution!
Me voy, pues estaba corriendo porque luego brinca y me mata.
Faster. Roll. Make yourself a room.
Mira esto. Ay, perdón. Seguía corriendo yo. Wow, una trepadora supresora. ¿Para qué es eso? ¿Quién sabe? Ah, caray, ¿y si le pusiste acá? Pues ahora cambia la otra. A mí también me dieron eso. Tú. ¿Quién más? Listo, regresamos a mi mundo. Esto estuvo genial. Tantos días y apenas hoy entramos a jugar juntos. Qué caray. Ahora yo. ¿Y ya qué? Pues no sé. Tú me dijiste que me saliera. Me dijiste ya vete a tu mundo, pues ya me fui a mi mundo. Ah.
You should really bring the Knights of Favonius with you next time. Guess we can rest a bit.
¿Eh? Oh, y eso. Bueno, gente, ahora sí. Me despido de ustedes. Esperamos y conectarnos el día de mañana, estos últimos días del año, estar con ustedes bajando el final de año. Y aquí nos estamos viendo próximamente. No se olviden de seguirme, no se olviden de suscribirse, de darle like, de compartir, para, ya saben, hacer más grande la comunidad del anillo de la Genshin. No me queda más que decirles y desearles buenas noches. Y listo. Es todo por hoy. Nos vemos la próxima. Adiós.